On today's episode of the Sweet Hometown podcast, we're going to talk about the Small Box Shop Initiative. It is a repurposed shipping container into an entrepreneurial center. What makes the Small Box Shop such a good starting point for entrepreneurs?
For us, having a place where an entrepreneur cannot sign a long-term lease and their power is included, and we give them a hot spot, we do free advertising, it allows them to launch a business without signing away a year of their life and getting into a great deal of debt. We found that business owners sometimes have a romantic idea of owning a business, and then when they get into it, they realize, oh, maybe this isn't for me. And so the experience of the Small Box Shop gives them that launch pad to say, yes, this is here and I really want to do this and I'm passionate about it.
It's a good starting point because the overhead is reasonable. They're paying $100 a month for the rental of the small box. So it makes the ease of entry into our downtown accessible. And I think it's a really good starting point because they don't have to put a lot of money up front into the business. And then they can introduce it to the community at a small level to see how the community reacts to the business itself.
When you first introduced the Small Box Shop in your community, what was the reaction?
When we first received the small box shop, or the pod as we like to call it, a lot of the people in the community were very confused. They didn't really understand what it was. And slowly we've been able to introduce it as an incubator, a business incubator. And now we don't even have to recruit for tenants. We have people standing, waiting in line to be able to utilize the pod, as we like to call her. Of course, we had her painted, which really makes her stand out. She's on a beautiful empty lot in our downtown. That's a friend of Main Street owns the lot, and we have lights strung across the lot. So it's a perfect spot for her. I call her for our pod. And so, yeah, but everybody's now learning what she's there for and what she's doing, and she's going great.
What we found for our small box shop in Monroeville, the best fits are things that have a small amount of retail that want to bridge to something larger. We started out with an art gallery. We've had a number of photographers. So a bookshop, anything that gives them a launching pad. We've had some individual yoga classes and some instruction of that type. Even it would be a great fit for somebody doing some tutoring, some one-on-one business consulting, that type of thing.
How did your Small Box Shop bring diversity to your district?
Our small box shop has provided a variety of different businesses to our downtown that it would not have had previously. We've had everything from a balloon company to fishing tackle to leatherworks, and currently we do have a tenant in there that is selling homemade dog treats. They're all natural ingredients. She participates in our farmers market, but she really needed a space where she could expand her business opportunities and potentially move into a brick and mortar downtown. So we've had her in small box for several months now, and she's had a very great experience with it, and we've loved having her downtown because we didn't have anything like that before. So she's really increased the variety of our downtown businesses.
My most recent tenant that I'm working on right now actually started out wanting a large building. And the longer I've been in Main Street, the more I've realized I don't want to steer a business in the wrong direction. I don't want them to bite off more than they can chew, because it is hard. So I did talk her into the small box shop, and now she's very happy to get in it. That way she can gradually see what she needs and what's going to work for her business, and her investment won't be so extreme and scare her off too soon.
What was the selection process when choosing a Small Box Shop tenant?
Our incoming process for the small box shop is that we have a program called Get Up Anniston, which stands for Growing Entrepreneurs Through Unique Partnerships. It is a free business class. It lasts for 8 weeks. We do it twice a month for 4 months. And then once they graduate from that program, they are eligible to fill out an application, which then is reviewed by our board of directors. And that's how we select our tenants for the small box shop.
Our process for choosing a tenant for our small box shop, it begins with a simplified business plan. So we ask entrepreneurs to send us a simplified business plan that just asks hours of operation, their product, their marketing and advertising plan. That way we can get an idea of how they are going to run their business. Then our board of directors will go over the business plan and select from the ones that we've received which business fits our retail mix the best, and then has the strongest plan going forward. Once they select the business, we help them get introduced to the community via social media, and just getting the word out that there is a new business in town. And it's a really easy selection process, but it asks the business owner to give us some tangible information to get them started, so we know that they are prepared and ready to enter the market.
Talk about one tenant that stands out to you.
One of the ones that has stood out over the years has been one lady who did T-shirts for Marion. Did T-shirts, did bags, did coffee mugs, did all kinds of different memorabilia for Marion. And she was able to do that for a time. And then she has been able to move more online. And she also has a place now at our new Nathan Harris Technology Hub that Main Street Marion runs as well. So along with some other businesses, we've been able to move her and some others into the technology hub that got their start there at the small box shop. And so that has been a huge blessing to our community because so many of our buildings need so much work. But she in particular has been the one that has stood out to me because she was so thankful for it. She was able to get up and running almost immediately. And she's been very successful because of that, the small box shop we were able to provide for her.
So my favorite success story from the small box shop would be Samuel Sawyer with Equality Farms. He came through the first session of Get Up Anniston and then immediately moved into the small box shop. I think we probably had our small box shop on the ground for 1 month maybe, which we were getting painted and all that kind of stuff. But he knew immediately that he wanted to move into the small box shop. And so he started there selling salads from his own lettuce that he was growing, and that expanded into him being able to open a brick and mortar hydroponic farm in downtown Anniston, which actually he sets up at farmers markets and he sells his produce that way, but he also gets into all of the schools and is providing fresh produce and lettuce to the local schools in our community.
One tenant that was very memorable and has had great success is Kelly Cartwright. She owns Lick the Bowl. Now she had a cottage baking license and wanted to test the waters in downtown Jasper, and so she did that on and off for about a year, and then decided this year that she wanted to be in a permanent location. So we were able to locate her a perfect spot, and she's moved in, and she opened up about 2 weeks ago. On the first day she was open, she sold out and had to close and then reopen after she made more food. So it's been a great experience for her.
Our first tenant for our small box shop was definitely a success story. She started out as a family business, and within 2 months, she was ready to purchase a brick and mortar. She recently, due to family health decisions, sold the business, but because the brick and mortar was already remodeled, it was perfect for the next business that moved in. So even though her business didn't make it, it was a stepping stone for another business to be able to move in, and we still have someone open on Main Street.
Tell us about your small box shop and how your local youth were involved.
Involve the youth in our community. Our Young Main Street program, they created everything from the design down to the paint colors to presenting it to City Council to get the design approved so that they could have community paint days. So we've made it very unique with aspects of our community through the Boll Weevil Monument on the side to camellias to a photo opportunity on the back. It's also unique in that the location of it allows us to host local events. We've had concert series out there. We've had events within the small box shop. She's had dog days of summer pool parties for puppies. So she's had a really great time having a unique space.
What did you do to make your small box shop unique?
We were so fortunate that our local 4-H group was dying to paint a mural downtown, and we had a local artist that was happy to design it and lead the children of all ages to paint. So it has our icon on it. It has a beautiful view of our courthouses, but it also focuses on 4-H and the work they do in our community, which in a rural community is super important. So we were lucky that they wanted to do that for us.
My name is Lisa Allums. I own Tender Hearts Homestead. My husband and I run it together. We've been in business since 2022. Basically, we make all natural dog treats. We have 6 dogs ourselves, and so it kind of started from making their own dog food to then kind of working its way to enriching their treats and adding food toppers and that kind of thing. So everything we make is highly nutritious. A lot of it's really meaty, and made with like real ingredients. We use different homemade bone broths in some of the biscuits. So we use local farms to kind of source those ingredients to make the bone broths. And then we have lots of meat flavored treats and stuff too. Being in the small box has really helped us out by expanding our customer base. We originally were doing the farmers market regularly, and we do local festivals and stuff, but this has really helped kind of expand who has access to our products. And we've loved being able to host our own events and stuff like that too. So it draws in people who have never heard of us before. If you have a small box shop in your community, I would encourage you to try it out. It's a great way to get your company out there, grow your customers. The advice I would kind of give is to make sure you put enough signage, marketing out there for you. A lot of times I run into people that don't know what this is. So it's kind of giving them the education too of what it does and where they are and that kind of thing. But if you can kind of put a little bit of effort into it, it's definitely worth it.
So we now have 8 of these small box shops across the state of Alabama and are looking to have a few more. You can tell that we're helping entrepreneurs. It's really been a fun project. I hope you are able to get into some of our communities to check out these entrepreneurs and our small box shops. Thank you for listening. If you have questions that you would like to pose to us on maybe future episodes of the Sweet Hometowns podcast, just send those to info@mainstreetalabama.org.
You can learn more about Main Street Alabama and the Sweet Hometowns initiative at sweethometowns.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates and episode highlights.
The Sweet Hometowns podcast is a production of Main Street Alabama in partnership with Video Visions Media Marketing.